Hi, I'm Thomas Martin. I work for Trace, and I'm in the Almond Leadership Program, class of 2023. I am a regional technical representative for Trace, and in this role, I do research with pheromones, so monitoring equipment and different mating disruption products. I think with the research, there's a lot of challenges to it. My background is actually in chemistry. I have my undergrad degree in chemistry. And so when you're doing research in that discipline, it's really different where you can control all the variables, temperature, humidity, everything in a lab. You can, make it what you want it and what you need to do the research. But in agriculture, it's a little different. We have to deal with the environmental conditions, the differences in trees, differences in the pests, difference in all sorts of things. So it becomes a little bit more of a challenge to, kind of take meaningful data and use it in a way that's useful to growers and then express that to growers as well. So that's really the most challenging part. And I think the part that I like the most. My first job in the almond industry was at the Kearney Ag Center, which is in Parlier, just south of Fresno. That was where I did my master's research with Fresno State. And I actually worked mainly with grapevines and insecticide there. But through that experience, got some work with navel orangeworm and then in almond systems as well. That was the cool part about the lab is I got to do research with all sorts of insects, from the stink bugs that are becoming a problem now to leaf-footed plant bug, vine mealybug, navel orangeworm, all sorts of different pests that we have. So I got a lot of experience in all those different things. The almond leadership program, it was clear to me, was a great way to just get involved in the industry. I actually grew up in Ohio, which is different than a lot of the others in my class and just those in the industry here in California. So I wanted to really dive into this industry now that I'm here and working pretty heavily, with almonds. So I saw this as a great way to kind of get to know people and kind of further that way. And then there's so many different things about the actual program that are really attractive too. All the seminars that we do are fantastic. Just the fundraising and even the special project. Everything was really exciting for me to be a part of and kind of really dive headfirst into the industry and see what's there. I try to be an advocate for agriculture. I think just the lifestyle that I have is something that a lot of people would enjoy, and they don't necessarily see it as a career option in a lot of different ways. I have all these friends that are doing office jobs, and they're upset that they're stuck inside doing that, all day. And of course, some of them like it too, but I think there's a lot of people that would really enjoy the lifestyle of getting out there, being out in the field, working outside, talking to new people every day, and different things like that. So that's, I think, a big piece of what I like to do is just be an advocate for agriculture because it's a great career. When I was little, I wanted to be a professional baseball player or basketball player or whatever it was. And then kind of as I grew up and got into school and things, I switched to wanting to be a doctor. Science kind of became my thing. And it wasn't until kind of college that I realized that I didn't want to do that and wanted to switch into chemistry, which then became agriculture to do research and, find some solutions and help determine what these problems, how we're going to face these problems. So it changed a lot, but I'm glad I am where I am. I think it's the challenge that really drew me toward a science related field because it's as much as we want to say that it's also certain and we have these answers that this does that or whatever it is. There's so many questions that we still have. I think the more you know, the more you figure out I need to know even more, right? So that challenge and just finding all the ways that the puzzle fits together is really why I like doing what I do. When I came to California, my favorite thing to do started to be play volleyball. So I was always playing sports growing up, but never really volleyball that much until I came out here, and it kind of fits my body type well. And so that's been super fun to do in the summers here in Fresno. I also like going wine tasting. So obviously the areas on the coast are great, but there's some great areas in Fresno too that you can find and just enjoy an afternoon out there. So it kind of depends on what I'm feeling. If I want to be active, I'll go play volleyball. If I need to relax a little bit, wine tasting is perfect for that. I have a dog. He's a border collie mix named Finn. I'm actually training him this year to come help me out in the field. He's about a year and a half old, so we're right at the time where he's ready to come out with me. So I got him a little backpack to help carry traps with me out in the field and kind of just assist and carry the stuff that I can't. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. We've started the training and we've had some variable results, but he's doing pretty good for the most part. So it's going to be a fun season to do that. You know, he responds really well to treats, so that's that works pretty good. My superpower would be the ability to fly. It would help me a ton out in the field. I can get all the way to the tops of the trees easily, and I think it would work out really well. So definitely, it would be flying. I don't know if this is possible, but I would love to see like a minty almond. I'll chew gum in my car or something if I'm going into a meeting to make sure my breath is okay. So if I could just grab a handful of almonds instead, that would be a great alternative. So that would be my suggestion. So hopefully we can get somebody on that.